Our driver of the day today is Nico Hulkenberg. I'll tell you more about him in just a moment. This is the first in our series of driver profiles, and I've picked Nico Hulkenberg because I tend to photograph him quite a bit at the track, or Nico Hulkenberg, as he's perhaps better known in his home country. He's 32 years of age. He heralds from Emmerich in Germany. Good-looking rooster, quite tall, 1.84 metres tall. Magnificent head of hair on the man. Drives for Renault, number 27. Of course, he was paired prior to Daniel Ricciardo with Carlos Sainz, and they got on pretty well. Both fairly good-looking roosters. But I think now that he's paired with Daniel Ricciardo, that must be a dream for Renault to have two guys of this quality in the team. Certainly when I talk quality, I'm talking about PR quality and presence. They are both marvellous fellas to be around. Here's the pair of them with Simon Pagenaud at a recent race. And Simon, of course, won the Indy 500. I've seen Nico at his best, pumped up, the highs of motorsport. I've also seen him at his lows, and in particular, I hark back to Hockenheim. Here he is, sitting in the marshal's tent after he slid off the track on a wet track, looking like he might even challenge for a podium. And after his car crashed into the tyre barrier, he had to make that long walk back across those stones, and you could see the sadness here. Not much fun as a racing driver in that instance, but hey, that's what happens in motorsport. Nico loves to ride a bike. I catch him often, and this is in Monte Carlo, where he has this small bike with small wheels. Here he is in Paul Ricard, where he rides the track on his bicycle, once again back in Monaco on this particular little bicycle. Now, I understand why he would do that. It's pretty handy for him to get around because there is quite a long commute between the hospitality area and paddock and the pits in Monaco. So he gets on this bike and heads across. And of course, it also means he doesn't have to stop for too many selfies, which is always a bonus. Here he is at the end of last year, posing for the team photo. And I particularly like this shot of him. I shot this at the last race as he was heading around the back of the engineering motorhome. And I love the reflection shot, so that's one of my favourite shots of Nico. These are his in-ear headphones that he wears, and I had a particular lens one race and I was testing it out, and I realised that the drivers have their own names imprinted along with a serial number in these earphones which they wear during the race. I must say, he's not much of a cricketer. I photographed him here in Britain when they were doing some fun stuff on the track, with every driver having to face a few balls from David Croft, the TV commentator, and as you can see, Daniel Ricciardo in the background is keeping wickets. At the track, I often see Nico accompanied by his trainer, Martin Poole. Martin's from Britain. Likeable character too. They're a great pair, as you can see, about the same height and with magnificent hairstyles on both of them. Martin will meet him out the back of the FIA garage after the sessions and provide him with his drink bottle, his promotional watch, a towel and any other paraphernalia he needs. He's in the company here of Cyril Abiteboul from the team, who's the team boss for Renault. And often I see him with his press officer, James Lloyd, another likeable young lad. And Nico doesn't mind having a bit of a joke with James, especially when the camera is nearby. Here he is at Paul Ricard in France. And here's James catching up with him after a session, be it qualifying or a race, and I can't tell you because, oh yes I can, I'll tell you when that was. Putting his glasses on as he speaks. That was qualifying in the German GP, where he did all right, I think, from memory. And the other chap that you'll often see him in the company of is on the right here, Raoul Spanger, who is his social media guy. Here's Raoul with Nico's girlfriend, the lovely Sunny, or Egle is her first name, but most people call her Sunny. Very hard to get a photo of these two together. I jagged this one last year in Abu Dhabi. And he was clever because he'd go down the paddock and then he'd feign and come back towards this entrance, and then he'd go back towards the main paddock entrance. So you really have to work hard if you want to get a photo of these two. This was as good as I got this year, and even then, when he realised I was shooting, he did me no favours, but she is a remarkable young lady. And this is his PA, Simone. I'll tell you a story about this image. I was shooting last year in Abu Dhabi for testing. Nico had just come out of a session. He's with his trainer Martin. They've come out the back. I've taken a standard picture and I've had a look at it in the back of the camera, and I've gone to put the camera up again to take another shot, and here they are in this crazy pose, which luckily I only shot 3 frames, and one of them, this one, was sharp. I asked him later to sign it, which he did, and put some very funny daubings on it. I do like the fact that he plays up to me, and I'm not sure whether it's other photographers. It may well be. I don't know. I haven't seen that much of his reactions or actions with other photographers, but he does like to give me these funny looks. This is in China, putting his cap in front of his face, just to make it a bit of fun. Funny faces, he's big on that as well. And here's a shot from last race where he finished 5th and was pretty bloody excited about it too. This was well after the race, and as he came towards me, I shouted out, "Well done, Nico," and to that I got this particular funny face. He is a real character, especially around other drivers, and in particular Carlos Sainz. Here he is on the grid that same weekend that Daniel had sack-whacked Carlos, right smack bang in the middle of a TV interview. I'm standing here right next to him. I think I'm the only photographer around for that memory, and then bang, Nico whacks him. Carlos reacts, and I love the look on Lando Norris's face in the background. So there's a bit of background about Nico Hulkenberg, a likeable German who's enjoying his F1 career, and I think most of the paddock would love to see this man on the podium soon. So fingers crossed for Nico Hulkenberg on the podium. Remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos, and if you've got any comments, I'm keen to hear them as well. You can find all of my images at prostarpics.com. You can find my podcasts and blogs at kimillman.com, and at Instagram you'll find me at kimillman. Thanks for watching, and stay passionate.